I'd like to say to our players and our coaches and all the supporters of the Jackson State Tiger football family that we appreciate them sticking by us and sticking with us during this losing streak, of the support and the fans that continue to travel and support the Tigers. We're working hard to make you proud, and we want to continue to do that, to make you proud. And the game itself was an indication of the type of football that we want to play. We want to be able to run the football. We want to be able to throw high percentage passes on offense. We want to be able to dominate in the kicking game, and we also want to be able to play smothering and tough, hard-nosed defense. And our kids went out and they executed our plan, and that's Jackson State football. And we pray that as we continue to move forward, that will be the style of play that you'll continue to see from us the rest of this year and into the future as we continue to try to build a football program, build a successful winning football program that defends the tradition of Jackson State and what Jackson State football is all about. So we were really excited with the outcome, and something to build on. Our players feel good about themselves, and so now all of our attention turns to Alabama State, a team that has beaten us 3 years in a row, a team that has won 2 games in a row with their interim coach. They'll roll in here feeling pretty good about themselves, but this is a very, very, very important game to us. Homecoming crowd, alumni, fans, students, the Jackson State Tigers have to go out and represent what we're all about this coming week. So it's a very important time for us to prepare for Alabama State.
Coach, I think the biggest key from Saturday was, your improved offensive line play. You guys pushed them around, which is something we really hadn't seen since maybe the Pine Bluff game. You guys got a good push there. What do you think was key for them on Saturday, and how do you replicate that going forward?
Well, it's confidence, them believing that they can block, they can execute the offense. And there were 3 keys that I set for our team before the game. One of the keys was that we had to execute our offense efficiently, and we did, because we didn't turn the ball over. We had to be able to establish a run, which we were able to do. And then on the defensive side of the ball, they were the #1 passing team in the conference coming into the game. Was to not allow them to have explosive plays, 25, 30, 35, 40-yard plus passing plays, which they had been able to do in previous games that they had won. And also, if they did catch passes, we had to tackle in space, not let them miss a tackle and dance down the sideline for big plays, but to tackle in space, not turn the ball over, and to establish a run game.
You guys are still in the mix, mathematically for the SWAC East. How much are you using that as a source of motivation for the players?
Well, it is a source of motivation because there's still a lot to play for, and we're taking it as a game-by-game situation. The Alabama State game, another Eastern opponent, is the next game, and it's very, very important that we play well in that game and that we do what we did this past Saturday in order to come out with a victory.
I know you said before, even with the losses, you haven't seen any drop-off in effort or interest from your players, but do you notice any sort of difference in preparation early on, coming off of a win, maybe more positive energy from them as opposed to coming off of a loss?
Well, it is exciting for them to be able to walk around campus now with their JSU football gear and hold their head high and their chest out. That they have accomplished something this season, that's winning a football game. So I would say yes, it makes everything better. In the cliche of old coaches, the players feel better, the coaches feel better. The secretaries feel better. Everybody feels better. Life is just different when you win. It's amazing how that transpires. But the kids they are excited, and they'll get ready to play Alabama State this weekend. Big game at home, homecoming. A lot still riding on the line. Let's just turn it loose and go play and have some fun. So they were excited. We had a good practice this morning.
How do you feel about Jordan Williams' progression these first couple starts he's had?
Well, again, putting him in situations where he can be successful. He's a guy that likes to scramble around back there and run around. And, in our passing game, we just try to give him high percentage throws, not throws that take a lot of reading and doing different things, but also taking advantage of his running ability and scrambling ability to keep drives alive.
Talked a little bit about Alabama State. What do you think has helped them? I mean, you've got so much film on them just these last two games. How are they progressing?
They're playing with a lot of confidence, especially their defensive line, and especially their defense is really, really, really playing well. And they're running to the ball. They're not giving up a lot of big plays, explosive touchdowns. And so, it all starts with defense for them. And then offensively, they have some youth and in some different places. But they, again, they're in a lot of ways like us. They're not turning the ball over, being consistent, not putting their young quarterbacks in situations where they have to win the game by themselves.
Remember last year how frustrating that game was over there in Montgomery. Their quarterback basically did win the game by himself. Does it? You got some added confidence knowing your guys have been through a game like that?
Well, the thing that is going to be a big selling point for this week with Alabama State coming to Jackson is we do have a chance to prove ourselves at home, in front of our home crowd, in front of our alumni, in front of our families and friends. And you know what? It's very, 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 very important to us to be able to go out and to perform well and to have success in front of our home crowd. I won't say it's critical, but it's it's beyond the point of life support. We have to do that this weekend.
Do you see any difference with an interim head coach for them in terms of style or approach than they have in the previous one?
I think offensively they have changed some things the last couple of weeks, and they may be trying to redefine themselves or find an identity. Defensively, they've stepped it up a notch, and they've started to perform better, and they're really playing well in the defensive line, especially their two inside defensive tackles are two of the best in the league.
Just how do you feel your defense responded after having a couple struggles there the last couple of weeks? I think I'd say Saturday's probably the best they've played all year.
No question about it. And we established a mindset that we were going to go and let them play defense the way we play defense. We're not going to worry about what has happened in the past or what is going on. We're just going to go out there and we're going to play defense the way we play defense. And we were able to establish that mentality. Stop the run and not let them have big plays and fly around and have fun and so we made a lot of plays and tackle and play. The thing that was so fantastic about the performance defensively was that we didn't have a lot of missed assignments. Everybody was where they were supposed to be, and we played a lot of kids. I know in the kicking game we played 40 kids. We traveled 65, so I would imagine out of the 60-something players that we played, I would imagine pretty close to 100% got to get in the game and play.
In terms of injury discipline-wise, how are you guys looking for this week?
We came out of it in really good shape. We were a little beat up after the Southern game physically, but winning helps that too. Everybody doesn't have the same aches and pains that you normally have because winning, makes your shoulder or knee or whatever it is feel a little bit better.
Charles had a big game for you up front. I mean, especially with Deion out. I mean, how important is he to what you're doing right now?
Oh, he's tremendous. He's a bell cow. He's a work ethic kid. He makes good grades. He loves football. He loves being a Jackson State Tiger. He don't want to be anywhere else. And he is the foundation for the future of the program, us moving forward. And when guys like him step up and play up to their ability level, that's when you'll start seeing us continue to grow and develop and become great.
For you personally to get Gatorade bad after that game, after I know you've just kind of taken some of these losses hard, what was that moment like for you after the game?
Well, it was, my wife asked me the same question, and she said, well, you know, what does it feel like? I said, well, it's a sense of relief and just the grind of fighting hard to win every single week and being a competitor and being in a competitive sport, you know, and coaching in a competitive sport. Every loss hurts. Every time you're not successful, it just. I heard an old coach named George Allen he says that every time you lose, you just die a little bit. You know, it's like death crawling all around you. You know, but every time that you get the opportunity to win and have success, it's like life. Coach Willie Coates, I coach with at Hattiesburg High, he says, losing is like dying and going to hell. Winning is like dying and going to heaven.
So we have any more questions? Thank you, Coach.
All right.